Hi guys, that's me here, and welcome to another Futhead squad builder. Today, well, it's not really a squad builder, it's just kind of a Bayern Munich team. It's basically I did a what's happening to Barcelona. Now I'm gonna do, the opposite. Why are Bayern Munich so good? Because as bad as Barcelona were, the reason they got absolutely trounced by Bayern Munich was basically because Bayern Munich was so good. Barca, if they played that way against, I'm trying to think for a team who wouldn't absolutely trounce them. No, it's not hard. I'm just trying to think of an example. Say for example Inter Milan, or I don't want to say AC Milan because they did lose also away to AC Milan. They did play quite well at home. I don't know, Inter Milan probably the worst example. I don't want to say an English team. I don't know, just someone like Inter Milan, that kind of level, still a tough team to go and play. Inter Milan, AC Milan, either one. If they played that way against them, they wouldn't have definitely won. But by no means would they've got absolutely destroyed like they were by Bayern Munich. Now, I'm going to start from the back like I did with Barcelona and work my way forward. So, first of all, obviously, the first reason Bayern Munich are so good right now is Manuel Neuer. For me, easily the best goalkeeper in the world. He's being taught by what's his face, the German legend keeper. Oh my god, I can't believe I can't remember this. Right, let's go and check this out. If you can see my email there, that is an email I don't use. German keeper. Oh god, I can't believe I can't remember his name. Oliver Kahn, that's it. Oliver Kahn. If you don't know what he looks like, you should do. He's the best goalkeeper of all time, and that's just it's undebatable. Dino Zoff from the other Italian guy, they come close, and the Yugoslavia keeper, but this guy was absolutely fucking insane. He looks like a fucking mental. He just looks like a mental dick, basically. But he's coaching Manuel Neuer, and the best German goalkeeper before that, Sepp Maier, is the goalkeeper who coached Oliver Kahn, and the one before that coached Sepp Maier. So it's just come down a long line, and Manuel Neuer is now getting probably the best goalkeeping coaching he possibly could get, and that's why he personally is in the form of his life. And he's easily the best goalkeeper in the world right now. Anyone tries to say Casillas or Buffon, they're great keeper. Well, Casillas isn't that great anymore. He's lost a bit of pace. His reflexes have gone down. That's just something that comes with age, though. Some goalkeepers like Friedel or Buffon haven't lost it yet, but Casillas seems to be losing it a bit. And that's not down to just him being bad now. It's just down to age. He's still a decent kicker. He's still a decent, very, very world-class keeper. Don't get me wrong. He's just not as good as he was. But no, you got goalkeepers like Joe Hart, Buffon. I mentioned Casillas. You've got so many great keepers out there as well, who are fantastic. But I've never seen Manuel Neuer make a mistake. I don't think I've seen Buffon make any huge mistakes. Actually, no, I have. Everyone's seen it, of course. He had those 2 years where he just made loads of mistakes, didn't he? After the World Cup, 2008, he just seemed to be very, very poor. Petr Cech, obviously, again, a keeper who rarely makes a crucial mistake. For me, the third best keeper after Buffon and Neuer is Cech. Anyway, I'm getting off subject. Neuer is undoubtedly the best goalkeeper in the world. If you want to argue that, by all means, try and come up with an argument, but for me, there is none. Neuer is the best statistically. He hasn't got the best defence in front of him, in all fairness, whereas keepers like Buffon's got very good defence. Hart, if they're all there, has a good defence. Casillas, if he plays, has a very good defence. Varane and Ramos, two of the best centre-backs in the world at the moment. Based on the last 2 years, I would say those two are the best centre-backs in the world, although Varane's only been around. That's for a different video, but Varane's only been around this season, but he's been so amazing. Anyway, so Neuer is the best goalkeeper in the world. No arguments. If you want to argue it, like I say, by all means, try and convince me, but you won't. It's impossible. He is undoubtedly, he's one of the best goalkeepers of all time, and I'm not just, I don't really like Germany, obviously, as an English fan, but for me, there's no argument he's the best goalkeeper. So anyway, Now we're going to move on to the fullbacks, which are Philip Lahm, who for me is the best right back of all time, bar Cafu. If I was going to pick a World 11 of all time, I think I'd put Lahm at left back and have Cafu at right back, because Cafu was insane on his day. But no, Lahm definitely the best fullback in the world right now. He's the one fullback who never makes a mistake. You see fullbacks like Dani Alves, world class, doesn't get back though, you know. Same with Jordi Alba. You've got Marcelo, who's very poor, considered the best left back in the world. What a joke. Ashley Cole, not great. You know, after Lahm, and I'm not just saying this because I love him so much, but Baines, for me, is the second best fullback in the world. And if I was going to pick, you know, a World 11 right now, Baines would be left back, Lahm would be right back. That's just my honest opinion. You know, that's just how good Baines has been. Anyway, left back, obviously Alaba, again, very solid player. Not the best in the world, but, you know, he's a good player. He gets the job done. He played very, very well against Barca in the first leg. Getting forward, set up a goal. You know, Sanchez had a shocking game in that game. That was partly down to Alaba playing so well. So, and he scored against Juventus as well. He is a good attacking left back. In terms of the big European teams like Real Madrid, Barca, in the Champions League semis, he was the best left back there. Better than Alaba because Alba doesn't get back. Better than Marcelo because Marcelo's shit. Better than Cohen-Trau because Cohen-Trau doesn't get back. Better than whatever Dortmund guy, Schmalzer, just because he's not quite as good. Okay, Boateng, Dante, I'm not going to waste too much time on these guys. Both solid centre-backs. Neither of them are the best in the world, but they're both quick, great in the air, great at tackling, good on the ball, you know, both tall. They just, you know, they're what you want in a centre-back. Neither of them are the best, but either of them could go into Barca's team, put it like that. And, you know, I can't think of too many players who could replace them. Varane, Company, Thiago Silva, and Ramos, I'd say the four that could replace them and do a better job. I think these two centre-backs are perfect for Bayern. That's why, you know, you could argue they're better centre-backs, but not better centre-backs that would fit this this play style because they're so good on the ball. So for me, brilliant. You know, they're just rock solid, so hard to get past. And if one of them gets injured, they've got Daniel Van Boyten, a very, very experienced player, a great, you know, player to have in your team. He will put his body on the line every single time, and he will do anything. The central defensive midfielder, the first one I'm going to talk about is Schweinsteiger. Probably the best football brain in the world right now. Now, a lot of people will say, what about Xavi? You know, great for passing, but I said in the last video, Xavi does nothing to contribute to the team properly. You know, he doesn't contribute into the assists, setting up assists. He sets up the player who sets up the player who sets up the player who assists. Xavi, he's not got a great football brain. Schweinsteiger is a machine. He's like 5'9" or something, but he's such a tank. Been one of my favourite players for years. Probably the most underrated player in the world, because people, you know, everyone says Schweinsteiger, what an amazing player. But for me, best central midfielder in the world, bar Pirlo and Iniesta. For me, probably on the same level as Iniesta. I think Pirlo's just a little bit higher when he's on top of his game. But consistency, Schweinsteiger's the best. If you want a balanced player, Schweinsteiger's good. He's not, you know, his stats, they've got him pretty spot on. He's not the quickest player, but his positioning is so good, he doesn't need to be. He's not the tallest player, but he's very strong. He can just shove people over and then win the header, or take the ball down, do whatever he needs to do. He can score goals, he can pass, he can tackle. He's got it all, Schweinsteiger. And Martinez is very much the same. He's just a bit, you know, he's a bit taller. Not so good, you know, with close control or with scoring. The passing, although his stats are worse, I would imagine he's better because he's Spanish, you know. But I think Schweinsteiger's stats are actually a little bit better in terms of how many passes he completes. I don't know whether that's just, you know, the way Bayern play or what. But yeah, Martinez is again very, very good with his brain. Fantastic player. very underrated again. Now I'm going to move on to Muller, who's in the absolute form of his life, and Muller is the key reason why Bayern Munich are doing so good right now, because Bayern Munich are in the prime that they've been in since for a long time, possibly at their best ever this season, I think. If they can win the Champions League and the German Cup, I think this would be their best ever season. They've done so well in the league, so well, knocked out Barcelona, who, yes, played poorly in both legs, but is still a world-class team. Knocked out Juventus, who I thought were going to win it, and at the start of the tournament, they were my pick. I said either Juventus, Dortmund, or Bayern Munich. Two of my teams got to the final. One got knocked out by another one. I said Dortmund basically because I wanted them to. I didn't actually think they would get there. But no, Bayern Munich, people are starting to say just now, is German football taking over La Liga? It's always been better than La Liga. Always. It's just more entertaining. The quality of football is better in terms of defending, attacking and midfield. If you look at attacking, La Liga is probably the best league in the world. If you're looking at defending, it's probably the worst, apart from Brazil, in terms of top leagues and, leagues that are considered good in world football, not the Saudi League, which has a few good players and nothing else. Robben and Ribery, don't need to say anything about those two. Both world class. Don't run the game, aren't necessarily definite picks for Bayern Munich, because they've got a lot of players they can rotate. They can put Muller out there and put Kroos in the middle. They've got Goetze coming in next season. They've got Shaqiri. They've got so many different options who can play on the wings. But these two, I put them in because they played against Barca. Just, they've been around for a long time, despite not being the old. Well, actually, Ribery's 30 now. I think Robben's still only like 26 or something, even though he looks about 40. But no, they're both very, very good players. They're both similar. They're just. I don't really need to explain them to you. You all know what they're like. Probably they're the two most overrated players in this team, but they're still world class. And for me, if you're gonna buy anyone for a right winger, if you could buy anyone for a right winger, it's Robben for me, because he's got experience. He's not the oldest. He's still world class. Yes, I would love to buy Di Maria. # the Holy One. I would love to have. I can't think of anyone else, but I'd love to have those types of world class players. And on left wing, obviously pick Ronaldo over Ribery. But those two players are world class, and I've put Mario Mandzukic up front here. And those of you that are FIFA players will be thinking, well, where the hell is Mario Gomez? Well, Mandzukic has actually been, I think he's Bayern's top scorer this season, I think. He's actually been their main striker, and I saw an article a long time, well, not a long time ago, just before January, and it said, who is the best striker in the world? And obviously it had Falcao and Van Persie on those lists. And for the other one, I was thinking, well, is it going to put Messi as a striker? He's not really a striker, he's more of a centre-forward, which is he plays as the main attacker for Barca, but he's not really a striker. I thought, is it going to pass off Ronaldo as being a striker, even though he plays in, the wing? I couldn't think of anyone. Then it popped up, Mario Mandzukic, and I thought, who else is better apart from Falcao and Van Persie? Name me one player, please, because I can't think of any other apart from Lewandowski now. I would prefer him, but in terms of who's going to fit into Bayern Munich, apart from Falcao, I think Mandzukic is your man. He's not the paciest, but he puts in a hell of a lot of work. He's brilliant in the air, good finisher, very, very good positioning, very, very smart player. If you saw him for Croatia, the Euros, they didn't qualify from their group, but he was definitely their star man, and everyone was expecting Luka Modric to stand out, or possibly Eduardo, the former Arsenal striker. So one of those types of players for Croatia, but he was the one who really stood out, and he scored a very good header against Ireland, which, okay, given was miles that position, but it was a very, very good header considering he was around the 20 yards out. Okay, he had pretty much an open goal to aim for, but he's still going to get it through all those bodies, over all those bodies. When I say open goal, I mean there was no keeper, or the keeper was nowhere to be seen. But apart from Falcao, I couldn't see anyone else who fit better into the Bayern setup, to be honest. I'm trying to think. Lewandowski wouldn't really fit in. He wouldn't not fit in, but not as well as Mandzukic. Gomez, if he's on top form, you know, top form, I think he's better than Mandzukic generally. But Mandzukic on top form versus Gomez on top form, I can't choose because I've seen both of them at, well, probably not their best game ever, but I've seen both of them playing very, very well. But anyway, I'm going to wrap up the video around here. It's actually been shorter than the Barca one. I thought this had gone on longer, but it hadn't. I guess that's good. I was trying to keep around the 15-minute mark, so I managed to do that. But yeah, tell me, I personally can't think, apart from Falcao and for Mandzukic, how I would improve this team. So tell me how you think you would improve it. You could bring on in Company, probably bring in Baines for Alaba. Schweinsteiger, Martinez, such a good partnership though, I wouldn't want to change it. Robin, Ribery, what's the point in changing it? Anyway, thanks for watching, I'll see you next time, thanks, bye.